Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vachachana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vachachana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vachachana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vachachana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vachachana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are preparing the ground for the upcoming festival of Nityananda Trayodashi. So last Sunday, we started with the talks about Lord Nityananda, and we will continue today. And will be the same next Sunday, I presume. So I've chosen one of the verses of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which describes the descent of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. It's a very famous verse. Probably most of you know about it. Bande Shri Krishna, you can repeat if you want. Bande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gododaye Pushpa Bantu Chitra Santu Tamonuto Bande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gododaye Pushpa Bantu Chitra Santu Tamonuto Bande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gododaye Pushpa Bantu Sintra Santu Tamonudo. Okay, I will read the translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. They have arisen simultaneously in the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benedictions upon all. Om Gyanatim Rendasya Ganaganashalakaya Shaksura Ginatas Maishi Gurave Namaha. Shaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. As we know, Kali Yuga is a place of ignorance. Dissipate darkness, and that is light. So in this age of Kali, which is the darkest of all ages, there is only one thing that can dissipate the darkness of ignorance. And this is described Chaitanya and Nityananda. They are the Yuga avatar. The Lord never leaves his sons and daughters alone. He always tries to help and he descends in every yuga in a different incarnation, and he always has the same purpose, which is to dissipate the ignorance and to reestablish the religious principles. Of course, we know in other ages he comes and kills demons. But in the age of Kali is different, because when Lord Chaitanya came as a Yoga avatar, he didn't bring with him any weapon. He didn't bring his Sudarshan to kill off the heads of the demons. He didn't bring his Kamadaki mace, his bow and arrow, like Ramachandra. He didn't bring any of that. He only brought the process to dissipate that ignorance that is in everyone's heart. And this is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will talk a little bit about the appearance of Lord Nityananda. They say that they are like a sun and the moon, so we cannot live without one of them. We need the sun and we need the moon. And one time Srila Prabhupada said that the moon also got heat, even though they said that it got cooling effect, which seems a contradiction, how something with heat can give cooling effect. Can anyone explain it logically? Baleshwara?
Prabhupada says about electricity goes in the fridge and in the oven, so oven becomes heat and the fridge becomes hot.
Very good point. So the effect of moon is very prominent. But they said that Lord Nityananda, he emphasized, he amplified this effect of the moon millions and millions of times. And what is that cooling effect that Lord Nityananda is giving? He's freeing the living entities of the ignorance. And they said that material existence is like a forest fire. This is a comparison is given many times in the scriptures, that material life is like a fire in the forest. Even though you may try to run, there is no escape. You can always feel the effect of the heat. But if the rain comes, then this is the only solution. They said that Lord Nityananda is like an ocean of mercy, and he poured over the living entities this he appeared in Eka Chakra. Once upon a time, there was this very great devotee. His name was Oja. Sounds like Ukrainian name, isn't it? So Oja was a great Vaishnava, but he could not have any sons. Whenever his wife will get pregnant, all the sons will die, unfortunately. So he started to pray to Krishna, and he started to do tapasya. And then finally he got blessed by a son called Hadai Pandit, later on was known. And Hadai Pandit, he was very learned, and he was a great devotee of the Lord. And then when Hadai Pandit grew up, he married Padmavati, who was equally qualified in every sense. And they also performed a lot of tapasya because they wanted to have a great devotee as their son. So finally, Padmavati got pregnant, and she gave birth to little Nitai. And Nitai, he was like a personification of beauty. Every limb of Nityananda, of Nitai, was soft like butter, and his eyes were like lotus flowers, like petals of a lotus flower. So he was extremely beautiful. And he was born in Eka Chakra, and Eka Chakra is not an ordinary place. The Lord never descends in an ordinary place. He always chooses the best to descend. And Eka Chakra is related to many pastimes. The Pandavas visited Eka Chakra, and actually they were living in Eka Chakra incognito. Remember when they were exiled by the Kauravas, the Pandavas were living in Eka Chakra for a while. And there is a famous pastime of Bhimasena when he killed a famous demon. Anyone remember the name? Bakasura. One time there was a man-eater, Rakshasa, and he was eating everyone in the village, basically. He didn't discriminate. He was very powerful, and he was going everywhere and just killing people and eating them. And then Bhimasena was there, and then they have a deal with this Rakshasa. They said, once a month or whenever, we will bring your chariot full of food, most delicious food. And you can eat all the food, and you can eat the chariot there as well. So Bakasura was pacified, and he said, okay. But then there was a time when there was a lady who had only one son, and it was their turn to send her son to be eaten by Bakasura. So she was mortified, she was crying, and then Kunti saw this situation, and she said, don't worry, I will send my son. He said, no, why you will sacrifice my son? It's my turn. That's not right. I need to send my son. And she said, no, you don't know my son. My son is very powerful, and he will kill this Bakasura. So Bhima was going with a lot of food in the chariot. And on the way, Bhima is always hungry, so he started eating all the food. And when he arrived, there was nothing left. But this battle ensues, and Bhima easily killed Bakasura. So the problem was solved forever in Eka Chakra. So Eka Chakra is a place of pilgrimage, is a place where many pastimes happen even before the appearance of Lord Nityananda. And so when Lord Nityananda was growing, he became easily, very quickly, very learned. But even before that, when he started crawling, he said to their parents, I want to play with other kids. Because they were so, overprotecting Nityananda that they didn't allow him to go outside the house. And Lord Nityananda said, no, I want to play with other kids. So they say, okay. So they start inviting other kids into the house to play with Lord Nityananda. And then one time somebody called, on the phone, and he said, I want to play with Nityananda. And they say, okay, no problem, you can come to our house. Being the supreme personality of Godhead, he was enacting all the pastimes of Krishna, and all his friends were helping on those dramas. So sometimes he was playing like killing Kaliya, and they were jumping in the river, and one will play Kaliya, and normally Lord Nityananda will be Krishna. He was dancing on the head of the other. And one time, they all went together to the river, pretending that there was the ocean of milk, and they were praying, oh my Lord Vishnu, please, you need to come and alleviate this burden of earth, of these impious people that creating havoc in this society. And all the kids were praying like that. And one of the kids was from behind, yes, I'm coming, I will descend very soon. So they were doing all the leelas. They were lifting Govardhan Hill. They were pretending to be stolen by Brahma. All the pastime were. You are just a kid. You don't know how to read or how to write. Nobody ever told you about these pastimes. You never heard about this pastime. How do you know all these pastimes? And Lord Nityananda smiling said, because they are my pastimes. But of course, people didn't understand because he covered them with Yoga Maya. And they thought that he's just a child, very charming child. But when he grew up, he was born in 1473. When he was 12 years old, he started to become more conscious of his mission in life. And he thought, I need to assist my master, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to deliver the people of Kali Yuga. But how can I do that? The people of Ekachakra were so attached to Lord Nityananda. They couldn't live for a second without him, and his parents, when they put him in their lap, they couldn't put them down afterwards. They couldn't do that. They were so attached to Lord Nityananda. So he said, how can I do that? I need to go away from here. I need to preach. I need to chant Hare Krishna. But he was bound by this affection of the people of Ekachakra and his parents. But it's a perfect divine plan. One time, one sannyasi came to the house. He was a great devotee of Krishna, and he was discussing all night pastimes of Krishna with Hadai Pandi and Padmavati. Excuse me. So in the morning, Hadai Pandi was very grateful. He said, I'm so grateful to you. You came to bless our house, to bless our family, to bless our kids. Please tell me something I could do for you. And the sannyasi said, are you sure? Yes, anything you want. So he asked like that, and Hadai Pandi said, I will give him anything he wants. And then this sannyasi said, well, I'm planning from holy place to holy place. I'm planning to cover the whole Bharatavarsha, and I need an assistance. So perhaps your son, Nitai, could be that assistance. And he could not believe his ears when he said like that. He could not, he was like, he became like a stone. He was not reacting to this request. It was too painful for him. And then he said, okay, I will speak with my wife. And then he went to Padmavati and told her about the situation. And she said, whatever you decide, I will accept. So he come back and he said, okay, we will give you our son. He was at that time 12 years old. But they could not bear the separation. He was in this dilemma, Hadai Pandit. He said, I cannot refuse what I promise. My whole life will be ruined. But on the other hand, if I comply, if I say yes, I will die of separation. So he didn't know what to do. But in the end, he had to agree. And the great personalities, they always try to remember other great devotees in the history. So he was remember how Dasarat was in the same situation. When Valmiki Muni came, or Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra. When Vishwamitra came and I asked for Ram, he also didn't want to give him away. But he had no other choice because he had promised. So remembering that, he saw Lord Nityananda leaving. And Lord Nityananda didn't even look back to his family. He was so detached and so determined to complete his mission that he just left. And Hadai Pandya Padmavati were so sad that they could not do anything. They said that for 3 months they didn't eat and they didn't sleep. They were just like statues there. And the whole village came and said, what happened? Where is Nitai? Where is Nitai? Everyone was so attached to Nitai. And when they explained, they said, no, this cannot be. We will go and find this sannyasi. So everybody starts. That was the idea of Nitai. He wanted to have excuse to go and preach. So now he had the perfect excuse. So he traveled for 20 years. Even after he kept traveling through the different holy places. So who is Nityananda? This is a very important question. He's not just a saint mentioned in the scripture like many other saints that left home to pursue his spiritual life. In Vaikuntha, he's Sheshanag, and he is Lord Balaram. They said that there is only one difference between actually Chaitanya and Nityananda. What is the difference? Who said that? Yeah, this is the only difference. Like difference between Krishna and Balaram, there is only one difference. The color is the only difference. But the power is the same. Everything is the same. The only difference is the color of the skin. So, but as Balaram or Nityananda, he's the perfect servitor. He's the supreme servitor. And he does so much service that there is no service left for anyone else. He's an Antashesha and Vaikuntha. He is the shoes. He's the paraphernalia. He's the temple. He's everything for the pleasure of the Lord. So he covered all the services. There is no service left for anyone else. Lord Nityananda or Balaram, they cover all the services. And he's also Mahavishnu. We know that one of the expansion of Lord Balaram is Mahavishnu. And as Mahavishnu, he creates all the universe that come from his pores. All these universes come from his pores while he's sleeping. So how many things we create while we are sleeping? Nothing, isn't it? But when Mahavishnu is sleeping, he creates the universe. And this is Balaram. He's the supreme personality of Godhead in a white form. And he expanding so many incarnations, Kshirodakashai Vishnu, Karanodakashai Vishnu, so many expansions are there of Lord Balaram. And the same Lord Balaram, he comes in Kali Yuga as Lord Nityananda. And when he comes, he had one mission. The mission of Lord Nityananda is give the highest perfection to the cheapest price. The highest perfection to the cheapest price. And they said that actually there is another difference between Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Drunkard. And we see, even in the material world, when somebody is drunk, you can ask anything, he will give you. You can ask for his trousers, he will give you. They are in this mood. I remember when my wife was telling me that the only time she asked money from his father it was when he was drunk, because he will give for sure. So Lord Nityananda, intoxicated with love of Godhead, he's the most merciful, and he will give you anything. But not only if you ask, he will give you even if you don't ask. He will give you even if you don't want. And there are so many pastimes, like most famous is Jagai Madai. They didn't want. They were opposite. They were totally against getting the mercy. They didn't want to get the mercy. And they got it. And so many other pastimes, because Lord Nityananda doesn't discriminate. He doesn't discriminate whether you are poor or rich, you are intelligent, you are ignorant. He doesn't do any discrimination. He just gives mercy to everyone. And this is something amazing, that you have an incarnation that give everything. He gives the highest perfection that anyone else. No other incarnation gave this type of blessings. And what is the price? The price is we need to stop. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One devotee was saying that there is a goal in life. And that goal in life, we need to get passing exam. You know, there is always exam in the end of the life, in the end of our life. If Krishna is the examiner, we need 100% marks. But they said, if Lord Chaitanya is the examiner, you just need to write the exam. It doesn't matter what you write. You will pass. But with Lord Nityananda, even if you remember just the enroll number, you pass. Tike, chalo. Everyone passed the exam with Lord Nityananda. Nityananda, we passed the exam. And there are no more tests. That is the mercy of Lord Nityananda. That is not found anywhere else. And we see in modern times, there is someone who is the personification of that mercy. And this is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One time, one devotee, he left Krishna consciousness and he started to perform all kinds of sinful activities. So Prabhupada called him back, and the devotee say, "Why do you want him? He's fall down. He's doing all kind of nonsense." And Srila Prabhupada said, "No, because the mercy of Lord Nityananda is unlimited." So I cannot limit that mercy. So he always show what is the correct mentality to distribute the mission of Lord Nityananda. He is the personification of the mercy of Lord Nityananda. So we can say that Srila Prabhupada is even more merciful than Lord Nityananda. Because they said that Srila Prabhupada opened the back door of the spiritual world. If we need to go through the main door, it's going to be difficult. There will be so many obstacles, and there will be Jai and Vijay. Open that door, then it's okay, you don't need anything. So there is only one qualification. We need to go through that back door is to follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and to chant the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Is there any question?
Hare Krishna, bro.
Yeah.
But one quick question, thank you for the nice class. Ananta Shesha, the one when Vishnu lied on those, and then the Sheshanag where we see expansion, one who's holds the whole universe is standing. So are they both same or?
Yeah. As far as I know, they are the same.
Prabhuji, I haven't read Chaitanya Charitamrita, but I've heard that Lord Nityananda was friend of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before he became disciple, or is that true? Or
Okay. There was the first time that Lord Nityananda met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, I don't remember the age of Lord Nityananda. That's a good point. You want to Google it?
No, I studied this, Prabhu. I have the documents. So I was checking the
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the age of Lord Nityananda when he met for the first time. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, around this time. So anyway, there are so many pastimes that happen in Ekachakra. And one time also, Janava Priya, the wife of Lord Nityananda, she went to Vrindavan. She went to visit all the Goswamis, and she brought a lot of silk material for the deities of all the main temples and the main Goswamis. And she wanted to visit Ekachakra. So she went to Ekachakra, and when she was in Ekachakra, when she arrived with all the devotees, she saw that there was an elderly man there. She was like in his 90s, and he was using a stick to walk. And then they asked him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I had been here my whole life in Ekachakra." And he said that even he remembered when there was a group of astrologers that predicted that in that place a very powerful personality will appear, Lord Nityananda. And he started to describe all the pastimes of that after Lord Nityananda left with the sannyasi, the whole village became empty. It was abandoned, the whole village, because people could not tolerate not to see Lord Nityananda anymore. So they all left. He said, "But I'm staying here waiting for Lord Nityananda." And he said, sometime I see like he's coming. And then I said, hey, Pamnavati, Hadai Pandi, come, look, he's coming. He will come and sit on my lap. He will play with the kids. And then he realized, oh, no, it's just my imagination. But he said, with that hope, I just keep living, thinking that one day Lord Nityananda will come back. But he said that what was before like a very prosperous city became completely abandoned because Krishna left, Lord Nityananda left. And there are so many other pastimes that happen in Eka Chakra, and so many great personalities also visited that place, which is like 4 hours from Mayapur. Do you want to say something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Now we see these glories of Nityananda Prabhu and the mercy flowing so freely. What is it which is stopping me attain this mercy? Why I don't feel that sort of mood and that what say the transcendental ecstasy Nityananda Prabhu is giving, but why like still so casual in the practice?
Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Pranachita Jnanatiha Subhadagyan Jnana Anahaituka. They said that by serving Krishna, by serving Vasudeva, so there are so many disturbances in our heart that are blocking our ecstasy, blocking our desire to serve Krishna. But by serving Krishna, gradually all these unwanted desires, all these obstacles will disappear, and we will get this desire, and we will get this ecstasy. But this is a gradual process. And we should pray. I was listening in a lecture a few days ago about one, I forgot his name, Prabhu from Mayapur. And he was saying that sometimes he said, I don't feel like praying for, oh, Lord Nityananda, give me the mercy, make me completely free from all material desires. He said, because and he said, the Lord will think, are you sure that you want that? I don't think you want that. Because he knows our limitations. So he said, we should pray according with our situation. He said, at least we should pray for enthusiasm, because enthusiasm is a very important quality. And we should pray for faith. These things are very important. So we should pray, Krishna, please give me the enthusiasm to serve you. Krishna, please give me the faith to understand you. And in this way, everything develops from there. But we cannot expect that we will feel the ecstasy and feel all these things. Krishna, everything that is disturbing the heart will disappear. But it will come. It will come by the mercy of Nityananda. And they said that Lord Nityananda is the original guru. And all the gurus, the bona fide gurus, are representatives of Lord Nityananda. So by serving the guru, we are also serving Lord Nityananda. and we are getting the mercy of Lord Nityananda. But this is a gradual process. We should not be disappointed if we don't get the result. They said that some of the associates of Lord Nityananda, they were so elevated and so powerful, they will do all kind of things. They have a case of Abiram. They say what Abiram will do, he will jump on the back of a tiger and slap the tiger and make it chant Hare Krishna. And there was another associate of Lord Nityananda. He had a whip, and when he will whip someone, that person will start chanting Hare Krishna. It could be nice to get one of those, isn't it? And go in Glasgow and start whipping people. And there was another one, I think it was Abiram as well, like, who was so powerful, so pretending that it was a flute. So we see everything is possible, but these things are not for ordinary people. All these, and they said that when Nityananda Prabhu also met for the first time Advaita Acharya, they were singing for months and months without eating, without sleeping. They were having kirtan one after another, without sleeping, without. But this is not something we can imitate, because unless you have the taste for this, unless you develop this consciousness, it's not possible to imitate. But as I say, we should not be disappointed if we are not there yet. We know we are following the right path. This is what Nityananda Prabhu wanted. He wanted that we serve the mission, and we chant Hare Krishna, and we take prasadam, and we know we are doing the right thing. Just we need to wait a little longer. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class. How can we see our spiritual master?
He's serving the mission of Lord Nityananda. In that case, he's in connection with Lord Nityananda because he's serving. Lord Nityananda got only one mission: to deliver the fallen souls, no other mission. And the mission of the spiritual master is that as well, to help to deliver the fallen souls. So in that way, he's directly connected to Lord Nityananda. So we may not understand that, but at least we should intellectually understand that this is the connection between the Guru and Nityananda. Adoksha Prabhu.
The question by I also had said that Guru Tattva is Jiva Tattva empowered by Lord Nityananda. So a normal living entity, when he aligns with what Lord Nityananda wants, he becomes a day and meets this particular person at that particular time. And it was all like, that person went on to be, great devotee who helped so many others, that was just like, all fell into place by the mercy of Lord Nityananda.
Yeah. And Srila Prabhupada also, that's what he wanted to establish Gornita deities everywhere. He was not so enthusiastic to establish other deities, but he wanted to establish Gornita deities everywhere. Prabhupada will call them happy dolls, isn't it? he said that everywhere they should be happy dolls. Even people who with no qualification, they could put them on the shelf and look at them and get some purification, because this is the best way for Kali Yuga to chant Hare Krishna, to worship Gornitai. And we are very merciful. We have Gornitai here, that we can also take the advantage of serving eternal benefit. Okay, shall we finish here? We have some. Okay.
Just on Prabhupada installing deities. In any temple, if you know, if he installed Govindai deities, Radha Krishna deities, and Sita Ram Lakshman also, did he install somewhere?
At the manor.
Prabhupada installed them. It wasn't after Prabhupada's time, you mean? Because like some videos and pictures, it's only Radha Gokulanand, like Prabhupada going, taking darshan. I could be wrong also, but
This also in Delhi, isn't it? Delhi, they have also Sitaram. Well, Prabhupada wanted to establish Sitaram deities as well. That was his desire as well. But they are not so common, like, because Sitaram, Radha Krishna, they require some standard. Whereas Gornita is more simple, and everyone can worship Gornita, and even if you are not initiated, anyone is qualified. There's there is one Prabhu in Mayapur that I went to visit a few times. Remember when I said in the beginning of the lecture that when the sannyasi goes to visit Grihasta should be ready to give anything to the sannyasi. And this Prabhu, he also got a very beautiful Gornitais, and he's in that mood. His name is Mahashinga. He's from Poland. I will advise you, anyone who go to Mayapur, to go to visit him. He's amazing. He's a modern saint. And if you go to his house, like I went to his house to visit, and he had a very beautiful Narasimha deity like this big. And I said, wow, this Narasimha is so beautiful. I've never seen Narasimha like this. He said, take him. And I was shocked. He said, yeah, get the box and get him. And the devotees were telling me that whoever go to his house, and he said, oh, nice carpet. Okay, take it. Oh, you see, anything you see in his house, he give you. He gives to everyone like this. And everybody knows him because he does Food for Life around Navadvip, all the areas around Mayapur. Everybody knows him, and he's like recognized like a saint. Last time I went also, he was fasting. He did a fast for 9 days without water. That was in summertime. So I was going with one Prabhu, with a friend, and we were getting him like 20 kilos of ice. So he will lie down on his bathtub, and because his body was heating up so much, because it was summertime and he was fasting without water. So his body was so hot, he will lie down, and we will put some ice on him. And the ice, he will melt the ice. But can you imagine, it's a difficult thing to fast. To fast for 1 day is difficult. And in summertime without water, forget it. It's very difficult. And in India. And went to see him, and she was staying. It's a family. He's with his wife and he got kids. But there are always devotees in his house. Every time, all the time, devotees are coming, and he is always giving prasadam to them. He's giving everything he has. So this mother, she was staying with them for a few days, and one night she had a dream. He got some shalagrams, and she had a dream that one of his shalagram, Krishna Chandra, he's a round shila, like this big. She was hugging her in her dream, and she wanted to go with her to the west. And then when she woke up, she told Mahashinga about the dream, and of course he said, okay, take him. But she said, no, I'm not qualified. And actually she was not like a full-time devotee. She was vegetarian, and she was chanting a little bit, but she was not like full-time devotee. Nice girl, but she didn't feel like qualified to take a shalagram. It's a big responsibility. So she went, after Mayapur, she went to Vrindavan, and he went from Mayapur to Vrindavan, and he gave the shalagram to her after. He said, no, he really wants to go with you. Yeah. So she was worshiping the shalagram for some time, but then she felt that she could not continue it anymore. So she gave me the shalagram to me. So I'm the lucky one after that. So there are devotees like this, that they are like a manifestation of the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Even in ISKCON, we have devotees that they are like this, not just 500 years ago. But we have nowadays devotees who are also very merciful and who try to help. And they said that many of the villagers die on his hands. One Prabhu was telling me this, that they know they're about to die, and they went to him because he's like also Ayurvedic doctor as well. And many die, and he chanting for them, and he putting shalagram on his head when they are dying. He's very, very, very amazing devotee. I recommend that you visit him. You will be happy to see. And he does like programs almost every day in his house. Yes, bro.
Very fascinating, bro. Very inspiring. Now, just struggling to understand, when you have deities in the house, when someone installs deities in the house, shouldn't like they be serving and becoming fully attached, and rather like if maybe I or someone come, okay, take the deities, and then next month do you install another set of deities saying, and next month, okay, take the deities, we'll get another.
Yeah, you need to be very special for that.
But
I will not do that. If somebody comes and say, "Oh, beautiful lady," okay, thank you. I will not say, "Okay, take." But he's very special. He's in that mood of giving anything, and amazingly, he always get, because this is how it works. When you give, you get, and he always giving, and he always getting more things, more deities. He always get everything. But yeah, normally we become attached to the deities, and there is no question of departing from them. But this is an exceptional case that.
From here I got the age detail when Nityananda met Mahaprabhu first time. His age
Okay.
was 32 years. Just like
32, yeah.
Yeah.
Mangala Vaishnava was saying 35. Okay.
Mahaprabhu was 20.
Yeah, he was
20.
younger.
So that's you told like 12-year-old he went for the pilgrimage, with the sannyasi. So 12 plus 20, 32. After that pilgrimage, he met Mahaprabhu first time. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shanita Gaur Pramanandi Hari.
His Grace Gandaki Prabhu ki